Hey everyone, it's been a little bit since I posted, so apologies for that, but it's been absolutely crazy and posting has been a priority to me because how can I share a journey if I don't, right? So apologies for that. Let me get my camera straight here because I'm waiting on a new webcam to come in. First things first. There's a few things I've learned the hard way over this last, I don't know, few days or week or so, and that I wanted to share with you guys in hopes that you don't have the same experience as I did, right? Okay, so let's see here. Number one, I paid someone $244 to file for my business sales license in the state where I filed my LLC. And come to find out, you can easily do that yourself. And I was aware you could do it yourself. I was just under the impression that they were going to do it a lot faster and it was going to save me a lot of time and aggravation. And I know when you're starting up a company, you might want to try and do as much as you possibly can on your own to save money and to also kind of learn and own that experience, right? Because the more you know your own business from not only the angle of what you're actually good at doing, regardless of what that may be, but you also know your business from the tax standpoint, you know, all the logistical standpoint, the operational standpoint. You can't go wrong at, you know, when you're taking it from there. So, but for me, to some extent, I believe time is money, and, you know, I was willing to pay someone to kind of handle that for me. So, number one, that was a mistake. Do your own filings online. They don't move any faster. As a matter of fact, it was a bigger hassle. After I paid these people, I couldn't get a hold of them. They wouldn't respond to me. I ended up calling the South Dakota Department of Revenue myself yesterday, got a hold of someone who was awesome. And she was like, yeah, I have your business license right here and I'll email it to you right away. What email do you want me to send it to? And so she did. Within seconds I had it. And this was literally holding me up from purchasing clothing via wholesale, because I could have purchased the clothing wholesale, but I would have paid all the tax on it. So with this license, you're allowed to sell in this particular state. That's the whole point of applying for it. And then in addition, when you plug that number into, you know, your purchases online, when you're buying from like wholesale vendors, you don't have to pay tax on the purchases, which I've been doing up until now because I've been waiting on these people to get back to me. And so that was a mistake. So if I had to give you any advice, it would be to file on your own. You can even pick up the phone and call whatever state you're filing with, their Department of Revenue. Most people are so kind. I've really run into all kind people, and they've been so entirely helpful and even willing to walk me through things online, like hold my hand step by step. So I would definitely recommend to go that route. So that's number one. I finally got that yesterday, and what I'm actually doing now, just because I feel like it just wasn't right what they did. It was supposed to be a super duper fast filing within 1 to 3 business days, and like 10 business days later, I couldn't even get a hold of someone to give me a response via email or on the phone. So I called my credit card and explained to them what happened and took snapshots of my email chain where I'm like, hello, do we have any update on this? Hello, do we have any responses? And so I'm going to dispute the charge, the $244, because they didn't do anything for me. So I think that, you know, I shouldn't be paying them. They should probably be paying me for my aggravation and time, if anything. So that's number one. Number two, depending upon what kind of business you're starting off in, like myself, for example, I'm doing a clothing brand. Okay, I'm not doing Etsy, I'm not doing Shopify, I'm not doing Printful, although that may later become a piece of the equation because I'm hearing that, you know, they already have the clients and the traction. So by posting your shop, you're likely to gain some, I guess, fan base or clients that you would normally not have come across. So it's kind of like, why not, right? And you got to kind of diversify, I guess, and expand your options if you want to be, you know, in growth mode, right? And we all do. So later on, it may be a part of the equation, but right now it's not. But for me, I'm building an actual brand, which is much harder than just, you know, making bleach t-shirts or sweatshirts and selling them like to your kid's softball team or your mom's friends and your grandma's friends, right? Which is, if you're making money, that's amazing, right? Who cares? But I'm making my own clothing brand, and that means that I'm going to want my brand on everything. I'm working with a manufacturer overseas in Pakistan who I found some really great people who work really hard, and I'm custom making outfits from scratch. Like, they literally have raw materials, and I'm getting to choose the materials they use, the blend. So, you know, a lot of people are like using polyester because it's cheaper to make clothing with. And I said, no, want really heavy, you know, for fall, jogging sweatsuits, you know, hoodies, sweatshirts, whatever, really, you know, good, heavy. I'm in the Midwest. So in Chicago, if I will literally go all winter without wearing a coat. I know you think I'm crazy, but like if I'm just running in the car to like drop off my daughter to school or make a quick run, I will literally just put on like a nice heavy sweatshirt because I'm running from a warm house to the warm car. And to get bundled up with scarf, gloves, hats, and all that, like, I don't have time for that. And it's not me. Some people maybe love it and like to accessorize and it tickles their fancy, but it doesn't for me. I'm always really busy and in a hurry. So for me, simple is better. So I made sure that they understood that we're in the Midwest. We have really hard winters that we get hit with. And I want good, soft, comfortable materials. And so that was the great thing about this manufacturer, which was, as I mentioned earlier, it's raw materials. So they're letting me choose the materials, choose the blend, cotton percentage versus polyester, the mix, the measurements, because, you know, as I told him, American women and men are built maybe a little different than, you know, someone in China or Pakistan. So I don't want, you know, their measurements, because how many times have you heard someone who says, oh, what I ordered versus what I got, right? Because they're ordering from a country where, you know, their eating habits are different, their lifestyles are different, and maybe, you know, they're just, you know, built different altogether as a whole. So the cool part is that this manufacturer obviously let me give him what an American size medium would be, what American size large would be, or extra large would be. So it's my measurements. So I'm putting a lot more time, effort, a lot more money, heart and soul into this, but I'm hoping for something that's more solidified, something that's more established, that either will grow a brand or, you know, in 10, 20 years down the line, allow me to sell my business off to someone who's already semi-established and looking to acquire another business brand that's got a little bit of, you know, a little bit of buzz going. So everyone's kind of doing their own thing. And just to give you an explanation as to what I'm aiming to do or what I'm doing. So working with a manufacturer on actually custom made products, which is great. And then in addition to that, I'm also doing the custom made t-shirts, sweatshirts myself here at home in the United States. So I'm actually purchasing equipment. And lesson number two that I learned the hard way this week was that I bought a printer. Let me show you guys. Can you see that or no? What am I doing? So I bought the Uninet iColor 560. It does overprint and underprint. It's basically a white toner printer that can print on like literally just about anything. And so that was expensive. That was like $4,000. So far it's been a love-hate, but it's probably me getting used to using some new piece of equipment. And then the second really hard lesson that I learned was I let my husband choose a heat press on his own. We did research, right? And they literally range from anywhere from like $200 to, you know, like a Hotronix dual air fusion heat press for $8,000. And then you got to buy the stand if you don't already have a table or something to put it on, in which most people don't, right? And so you want to like buy everything that it comes with because it's made for that specific product. So that's how they get you, you know? And then we have the other competitor of Hotronix, which is Geo Knight. They've been in business since 1885, and they have like really cold hard steel products. I'm talking like super duper solid. So all the opinions that I got from people in like support groups that I'm in have either said the Hotronix dual air fusion or the Geo Knight. And so let's see. I actually wanted to go with Hotronix, even though they were far more expensive, because the dual air fusion hot press was, I guess you could say it was more aesthetically appeasing. It was a smaller size, more lightweight. It felt and looked a little bit more modern, but it was also $7,885, not including the cart or any attachments, right? But it was super nice. Like with the press of a button or with a foot pedal, it would lift up. After pressing one shirt, slide over, go down, press the second shirt. You take the shirt off, lift it up, go to the next one. So you can literally like, you know, put one sweatshirt on and then pull the other one and put another one on and, you know, keep going like that really quickly, 2 at a time. So that's, you know, that got me. I'm always like loving the newer shiny object, and for some reason, I always end up buying the more expensive things. I don't know why, God help me. But they were out for 12 weeks and I can't wait 12 weeks because like I said, my husband bought a hot press that was inexpensive. And I can tell you right now, with this white toner printer here, you have to marry A and B sheets of paper, and that's very expensive. Each pack comes with 100 sheets, and if I'm not mistaken, they're like 75 or 100 bucks per pack. So 100 for one A sheet, 100 for one pack of B sheets, that's $200, and 2 sheets combined together make one image, like for one t-shirt, unless you're printing like multiple images like on a gang sheet, they call it. You know, you can do like either smaller images just for like an upper left-hand corner of someone's logo or something like that. Or you can put something on your sleeves. Like a lot of people put little cute designs on their sleeves. Grunt Style puts their little American flag or their logo on the sleeves and stuff like that. Then you can print multiple images on one sheet, right? But if you're making like a full-blown, you know, image on a t-shirt or sweatshirt, it's going to take two of those sheets to make one image. So lesson number 2 that I learned this week, long-winded answer, was don't skimp on the heat press. I know everyone says, oh, just get the $200 or $300 one. It's worked perfectly fine for me. It's no different than, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, either those people know something I don't, because I went through a lot of trial and error in this last week. I've cried. I've argued with my husband. I've walked away. I've came back and sat in my office for like, you know, 4 or 5 hours straight on end and said, okay, I'm going back in. I'm not giving up on this. And it got a little better each time, but ultimately it was concluded that the problem was the heat press, right? It's not evenly being, the heat's not being evenly distributed on the bottom plates. And I mean, you can just tell at some point, you know, we watched a lot of videos, did a lot of research. It became evident that that was the problem. And so, with Hotronix being out 12 weeks for the dual fusion air press, and the singular one was 8 weeks out, I can't do that because I'm literally sitting here with nothing then, you know. So so what I ended up doing was contacting Geo Knight and crossing every finger and toe that I had, and I got a lovely, lovely representative named Suzanne Heikkila, Heikkila. And I ended up purchasing, I was going to get their dual one, but they're a lot, their style is still a bit more clunky, like a little bit more heavy machinery type, right? Like factory type style. I think Hottronics kind of modernized it a little bit, but you're also paying for that, right? So let me give you the price tags. So for the dual for Geo Knight, with Hottronics, it was going to be just rounded up to $8,000. With Geo Knight, it was going to be $5,000 approximately. Now these are for the duals. For the single for Hottronics, it was $5,000, and I think for, let me pull up my invoice here. I have it right here. For the digital Night Air 16 by 20 swing away, $2,950 for the single. I got the Universal Stand, like the cart that it, you know, sits on. That was going to be, I think, $995 with Hottronics. With Geo Knight, it was $365. I got the 5-inch platen for sleeves, so you could do like long sleeves. It's like a long skinny plate that you can either do long sleeves with, or like if you want to put something going down the side of like a pant leg, like a jogger or something. So I got that plate, and then I got a 6x8 one too. And the wonderful woman on the phone, Suzanne, told me that that was good for either putting tags, like if you want to put your own, you know, tag on the back of a t-shirt. It was good for like smaller projects, children's clothing and stuff like that. And it just kind of helped, took a lot of the frustration or, you know, needing to readjust and fixate, you know, the article of clothing for smaller items. So I took her word for it. The 5-inch sleeve platen was $120 and the 6x8 was $95. So, you know, still even then, everything all together. Shipping was $265. I had to do some freight shipping company, and unfortunately there's no free shipping. I thought if anyone spent anything over $100 with anyone ever, anywhere, that you should get free shipping. But when you're starting to spend up in the thousands and they're like, oh, by the way, this is another 200, you know, at that point, you're just like, fucking, just do it. Just add it on. Who cares? So total was $3,795. But I can tell you their customer service has been superb. Like, I was supposed to have gotten like confirmation from the shipment company last night. They're not with Geo Knight, you know, they're not affiliated or anything. It's just a shipping company, and I didn't hear from them. I emailed Suzanne this morning, who's in Brockton, Massachusetts, and I'm in Chicago, so they're an hour ahead of me. She replied back literally within like not even 60 seconds and gave me a copy of my invoice and the tracking number with the shipping company. Called the shipping company, and it'll be here by this Thursday. Today is today's Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, August 30th. It'll be here by this Thursday, September 1st. So in 3 days, I'm gonna have it all, and I am super excited. Now this needs to run on an air compressor. You gotta have the hose and everything like that. It didn't come with it, and they didn't sell it, but she sent me a PDF with all of the links and specifications of what I needed, so I can either buy what they recommended to use with their product, or I could go out and get something on my own that, you know, met those specifications and requirements. So that was really awesome. Like I said, the customer service was just, it was superb compared to what I'm used to with some other experiences that I've had. So shout out to Suzanne Heikkila from Geo Knight out in Massachusetts. Great accent too, so that was awesome. So that is that, and let's see here. I'm also in this video going to copy and paste a little bit off my invoice. You can see what I bought and the price. I'm going to copy and paste the compressor and hose and fittings recommendations along with the links. I bought them last night on Amazon based on the information that Suzanne sent me. They say the models that they're recommending are really admired by consumers for the ultra quiet silent compressor. My husband does all the work around our house. He's very handy, and he uses an air compressor. And let me tell you, like, when that thing kicks on, I hate it. Like, everyone hates it here. It's so loud. I mean, it is like, we're not, like, we don't even flinch anymore. Like, it doesn't even, like, even when I don't know he's using it and it just like this loud, like, noise kicks in, it doesn't even bother me anymore. But we hate it. Like, but we don't even like flinch anymore. So when someone said ultra quiet, silent air compressor, I was like, come on, you know, like, really? Sure. Okay. So I'll let you know if that's the case there too. But yeah, so I purchased what she recommended. And another thing I loved about buying from Geo Knight was that, they're an American, manufactured and made company. And I really enjoy supporting anything that's American made, right? Because we need to keep our own economy flourishing and employ our citizens as well. So that's really important, right? Like, we want our people to have good jobs and benefits. We want our economy to be booming. That's the American dream. What I'm doing right now wouldn't be possible, you know, without the resources and, you know, the options that we have here. That's why people come from, you know, other countries and open up restaurants and businesses and things of that nature, because we are the land of opportunity. There is opportunity here. I don't think, you know, you're gonna relocate from here and open up a business someplace else. I mean, maybe a Canada or something, I don't know, but you get my point. I'm not gonna, you know, go on a rant about it, but I really think it's important that we support small businesses. Small businesses give families a chance to not have to work for someone else, who, in my experience, working for someone else has always been a challenge, because they don't appreciate or understand that you have your family at home, or if a kid gets a fever and you're in the emergency room all night, they don't understand or appreciate that, because they just know that, like, their business and things have to, the show has to go on. And there's a lot more to that. And anyone who's worked for someone else, or a big corporation, or a Fortune 500 company, I'm sure you know what I mean, right? So if we continue to support each other and support small businesses, I think we'll continue to see great things happening. I think we need to, like, band together and, like, have communities where we can all shout out each other and help one another grow, right? Like, not put each other down. Let's share our resources. Let's share our experiences. Let's share what we wish we knew before we went out and made these, like, painstaking mistakes. And shout out to Hustle Ninjas Rich Coon, because the other day I was in tears. I really was, right? I was at my wit's end. I couldn't get the Pro Rip software on my Uninet 560 to work. I couldn't get an item to heat press. I was just, like, emotional and just really, really upset. And so I sent I put out a comment on one of Rich's videos that he had posted just 9 hours earlier. He responded immediately and was like, you know, first take a deep breath, breathe, calm down, get a drink of water, and then DM me on Instagram and let's figure this out. And the homie Rich is real. Like, it was pretty dope of him. You know, he's married, he's got a family, and, you know, he's hustling out there just like we are. And, you know, he took the time out of his day to stop and talk to me. And that's the camaraderie And that's the dopeness that I'm talking about here, right? Like, let's help each other. And I want to do the same. Like, I want to pay anything forward that I can to someone else. So that's what I'm talking about here. So shout out to the homie Rich Kuhn, Kuhn. Follow him on Instagram, here on YouTube. And I will keep you guys posted. I'll have this new heat press from Geo Knight on Thursday. So gonna get it up and running like as fast as I can. I got some really cool images that I'm ready to put out here. I got this baby to print off of my Uninet 560, and I'm dying to put this on one of my bleach sweatshirts. So it's the end of August. Halloween is like right around the corner, and hoodie season and all that's upon us. So here in Chicago, that's a big deal. So we're really excited about that. I'm definitely going to give you guys an honest review on the Geo Knight heat press and how easy it was. And I'm going to actually take a video unpacking and everything so you guys can see how it came to me and how easy it was to put together and everything from A to Z. So stay tuned. Probably have another video for you guys either this Thursday or Friday. And if you have any questions or comments, as always, put them below. And once this video gets posted, I'm going to put the links to the items I purchased, plus the air compressor links from Suzanne at Geo Knight, so you guys can know what tools and products you need to put it all together. All right, well, you know, much love to everyone, and I will see you guys in a couple of days. Talk to you soon. Bye.